Hey, it's Ron McLean. Welcome to Hockey Talk on the Rock.
With Laura and Keith.
It's interesting.
So let's back up a second.
He played absolutely out of his mind.
It made no sense to me.
And now, here are your hosts.
Here we go with Hockey Talk on the Rock, episode number 51. Laura, Keith, we're on Salt Spring Island today. It is Sunday, August the 29th, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, we got a few things to talk about. Stuff's getting a bit busier. We're going to predict some division finals for the end of the year, and I'm going to get caught up a little bit and prove what I don't know about hockey too with some hot takes. So
love it.
Yeah, before we get into it, there's not really Canucks news.
No.
Quickly want to throw out there, rest in peace,
Yeah.
Jimmy Hayes. Like,
Yeah,
super
that's
sad,
very
super
sad.
young guy taken too early.
Yeah.
Want to throw that in there early.
Yeah.
I don't
that
have
makes
much
sense.
really to say.
I don't have really
otherwise.
anything to say there except it's sad.
Yeah, super sad. Moving on to the re-signings, I guess. Well, no, let's talk about the big news.
Okay, yeah.
Like we had, like yesterday, the big news dropped where Carolina offer sheeted Montreal, likely retaliatory to the offer sheet to Aho.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it was so out of the blue. I feel like from an outsider's perspective, as someone who's not a fan of either of these teams, I think this is like great for the NHL, but also it probably only is like great for people who are already hockey fans, because I don't know how many other people would like talk about this, but it like an offer sheet at the end of August, who would have thought?
Yeah.
I like personally, I know we kind of disagreed on this, but if I was Montreal, I'd probably take the first and the third for Kotkaniemi, because I'm not totally sold on him being your second line center, which is basically what they're going to ask him to do this year. But as you said, they don't really have anyone else because Philip Deneau left, so unless they can either, leverage some of their like picks and prospects to get a second line center, then they'll probably match it. So yeah.
So I got a theory.
Okay.
That somehow they're gonna swap. They're gonna take the picks and swap them
Yes.
for like Kuznetsov or something.
Yeah, and that would make a lot of sense. Or like even like
or
a Johnny
Monahan.
Gaudreau or Monahan. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Something like that. I feel like that might happen now that I think about it, because like it's gonna be a mess money wise.
Yeah, for Montreal, it's not good. I mean, I love, I just love so much about this, right? Like, the pettiness of putting that $20 signing bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, man, like, it's just...
Very good.
For NHL hockey, it's about as much drama as you get. So, it was pretty funny, and again, I don't think anyone was anticipating this. Like, when Aho got offer sheeted, it was like a big thing where they were like, someone's gonna get offer sheeted, maybe multiple people, and then not,
But that was more like Montreal did the hard work for Carolina.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It was
gave
like,
them
what's
a
the
fair,
point?
good
Yeah.
deal, and Carolina said they took about 2 minutes to realize
Yeah.
that they were signing that deal
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Whereas this one is like such an elevated cost, but not such that like the next contract is likely going to cost if they don't do work out something good right away.
Yeah.
So I read that there was the theory that he signed this contract having like a verbal agreement about a long term right after.
Okay.
Like he would sign this and,
And
then they
then,
would
yeah.
extend him right away.
Well, also it's interesting, right? Because Kotkaniemi was like scratched for the last playoff game. I don't think he was super happy in Montreal, like really like where he was in their plans, and maybe that will change now because they don't have as much center depth. But like it's just fascinating.
And also interestingly, apparently they were trying hard to trade for him too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So apparently they couldn't get a deal, so they figured, well, first and a third, and then they're just gonna overpay a little bit and hope it works out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty entertaining, and we'll see how the next 6 days goes. See if Montreal's gonna match or not.
Or what happens there. But yeah, that was definitely like. I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. I was like, is this real? And
Yeah,
then,
well, 6.1 million is heavy. It's big money, and it's gonna. If Montreal signs it, it's gonna make things really tough for them money wise.
Yes.
So, what do you think? Ultimately, match or not match?
I mean, if you're asking for my opinion, I say don't match.
No, but
if you're asking me to predict what happens,
predicting what do you think Montreal's gonna do?
I feel like you're gonna say not match, so I'll say match.
You said Montreal's gonna match
Yeah.
and keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will too, just
Okay.
because they need that centerman.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's going to be a mess. Anyways, some big re-signings in the league. I got 2 real big ones and 1 minor one that I kind of like, even though I hate Calgary.
Yeah.
So Couturier on my Flyers
Yes.
signed a big 8 by 7.75, the same deal we'll talk about next.
Yep.
But, and I like it. Like, Couturier is great,
Yeah.
except like the first 4 years is
Yeah.
going to be good. Because
Yeah.
the AAV is actually
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last 4 years, maybe less if we're lucky, are going to be tough.
Yeah.
He's going to be 37 at the end. I
Yeah.
don't know if I said that already.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe, like, he is, your kind of two-way center in the league. He's won the Selke, and maybe they're hoping that he ends up having, like, a Bergeron-esque career where he doesn't have that big dip in performance until, like, Bergeron really hasn't had it yet. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you're banking on a lot, right? Like,
It's tougher with Couturier because
Yeah.
he's been hurt a lot more.
yeah, that's true, too, the injuries, and...
So,
I mean, yeah, like you said, 7.5 for him right now is not bad, and we're going to talk about the next contract, and...
Yeah, the next one was Andrei Svechnikov in Carolina. They're in
Yeah.
the news quite a bit, I guess. So,
Yeah.
same exact contract.
Yeah.
But he's going to be 29 at the
Yeah.
end of it, I think.
And they're buying the UFA years, right? So,
Yeah, so it's a
I
good
actually
deal.
like that for Carolina more than for Philly, but I don't think either in terms of term, right? In terms of dollars, is that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Svechnikov, like, maybe he's not quite worth that yet, but I
No.
think that's
He'll
going to pay
be
off
there.
in the end, you know?
Yeah, he had a down year last year for sure for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I say that he's played like 2 years in the league or something, maybe 3.
Well, 3,
Yeah,
because
3.
he's done
Yeah,
ZLC.
of course, yeah. So, I mean, last year I think was his worst year, basically.
Yeah.
So hopefully he bounces back from that for Carolina, but I think it's like the risk is good considering, who you have around him too.
Yeah. The final one, like I alluded to, was a Calgary signing with Dylan Dubé, 3 years at $2.3 million. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's gonna be a contract where they're gonna get value out of
Yeah.
him with that.
I think that's good, and I like Dubé was one of those players that I said was gonna have a good year last season. I don't think he really had I think it was still
No,
like,
it was
meh.
mediocre year, but
but I still think at some point he's gonna kind of come out of his shell, and
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like as a Canucks watcher, you've seen
Yeah.
enough Calgary to know, like,
Yeah.
you've seen flashes.
yeah,
It's just as a matter of, like, if he puts it all together, I think he could be a real good player.
yeah,
And I don't like it because it's Calgary.
exactly. I agree with that.
So 2 free agent signings, not re-signings, that I got that I thought were pretty important. And again, Philly in the news.
Yeah,
Derek Brassard, I like it. 1 year at
Yeah.
0.85 mil.
fourth line center.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's, it's less than what the Canucks are paying Brandon Sutter to be their fourth line center. And Brassard's,
He's decent again as
he's
long as
good.
you don't overpay him.
Same thing,
Yeah.
like penalty kill,
Yeah.
face-off guy.
Yeah, it's not a bad fit for sure.
No, so I like it. And then the other one is your former Canuck there, Jordy Ben, going
Yeah.
to Minnesota for 1 year
Yeah.
at $900,000, and
Again,
I figured he'd get picked up by someone.
yeah,
And well,
he's a decent depth defenseman, right? As long as you're not overplaying him, like he's fine. And I feel like he had a better year with the Canucks last year than his first year.
yeah,
But don't overplay him. And Philly should have some good defensive depth, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna hop into my hot takes,
Okay.
and you can agree or laugh
Agree or
or disagree
disagree,
or
okay.
whatever you want.
Okay.
So I actually I didn't throw things out there that are like so outrageous.
Okay.
I made
You
them a
played it
little more believable.
Okay, I like it.
So first one I went with McDavid will surpass 150 points.
I say disagree.
Yeah. Okay.
And I only say that because I feel like, well, I mean, it's McDavid, but like he seems to have like a really good season and then kind of a bit of a step back season, like he might get hurt or something
Right.
the following season. So I'm gonna say that this season he's gonna have a bit of a step back from last year,
Okay.
but I could see it.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, I like it.
My second one, I went all over the place here. Winnipeg will win the Central Division.
I'm gonna agree, and that's gonna be spoilers for
Oh
my.
shoot!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so like I said, maybe more believable
Yeah.
hot takes, not out there so much. But
Well, I
anyways.
mean, I feel like Colorado, right, is a big force in that division. So probably the average person is going to say no. I really like Winnipeg's moves around what they had this
Yeah,
offseason.
me too.
So
I'll talk a bit more about that
Yeah,
when we do the
yeah.
Central thingy. You'll like this one. Podkolzin will be a Calder finalist.
Okay, let me think for 2 seconds about who else is going to be rookies.
Well, so here's the thing. A lot of my reasoning was all the kids who got drafted this year
aren't going to be
in the NHL this
Yeah,
year.
I'll agree, because also I think you saw, like, with Kaprizov last year, I'm not going to say that Podkolzin is going to be Kaprizov, but when you have, like, an older rookie, right, who comes in and usually is more acquainted to professional hockey, does pretty well, so.
And the Canucks have done well with Calder finalists and a winner recently.
Yeah,
so
I'll
try to keep
agree.
that up.
Sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
You won't like this one.
Uh-oh.
Well, Carolina will miss the playoffs.
You know what's funny is I was very tempted to actually put that in my things, and then I didn't.
I'll cover a little bit more reason why when we do the rank or the division, but
I will disagree, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. So it's kind of a cop-out, but yeah.
I went for like a chicken soup for the soul one next, and went with Toronto will finally win the playoff round.
I disagree.
I know, you said in your hot
I
takes
just
they won't.
don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know. They had it in the palm of their hands this year, even without Tavares, and there's something wrong with that
because
team.
it feels so wrong and that like they shouldn't or won't.
Yeah,
So
I
this
could
is
see
gonna
it.
Be the year.
I go again. There's part of me that could see it.
So I went really. Yeah, I think you'll be surprised and you probably won't like it because Patrick Kane's a dink. But I said Patrick Kane's gonna win the Rocket Richard Trophy.
That's a big hot take. I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah, that's an easy one to disagree with, but yeah.
You never know.
Come out of the dust. I have a weird feeling about Chicago.
Yeah.
Demko will be a Vezina finalist.
Agree.
And I don't think that's like a huge, crazy hot take.
No.
Florida will win the President's Trophy, which, again, I don't think is that hot take because I think they were right there last year.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree, but again, it's an easy thing because there's like more of a chance that other team's going to, you know.
My 9th one, I got Edmonton will panic trade and overpay for a goalie before the end of November.
Agree.
Again, not too unbelievable. Number 10... Carter Hart and Martin Jones and Philly will share the Jennings Trophy this year.
Oh, wow. That is a hot take.
I had to give something to Philly. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, I know. I'll disagree again. I feel like that one's easy. But...
Totally. And I did a bonus one.
Okay.
And I said Calgary blows it all up and begins a rebuild.
Agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see how that goes if we can remember what episode we did this in.
I'll try and put like Keith's hot take somewhere in there.
Forget about it next
year.
What
were your hot takes?
Okay, so what do you want to start with?
Okay, so I think this is what I did, and if you're okay with this. So, like, I ranked the teams for the divisions that we hadn't yet done, and then I, like, indicated who I thought was going to make the playoffs from those divisions.
Oh, okay.
So if we start just really fast, I'm going to run Pacific, like, who I think's making the playoffs, and then we'll go into the stuff we don't know.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be the same three as you, right? Edmonton, Vancouver, and Las Vegas.
Yeah, except for we had the top two.
Yeah, flip.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the Central.
Central. Okay.
And then we can talk about that. Sure.
Okay.
Arizona.
I don't think we really need to talk about why.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about Arizona.
Yeah. Okay, 7, I have Nashville.
I flip-flopped and I put Dallas.
Okay, interesting. I have Dallas quite high.
Do you? See,
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be older. Like, their big acquisitions this year were Holtby and Suter.
Yeah.
And, they lost a couple younger guys like Alexiak and Dickinson. So, Jamie Benn's not getting any younger. Tyler Sagan. Like, I don't know. I have a feeling that they're not going to...
I'll get to my pro-Dallas talk when I get to them.
Okay, I got them 7. You got Nashville 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
6, I've got Chicago.
I got Nashville 6.
Okay, yeah. Again, Chicago, which I feel like you'll talk about in 2 seconds. I think that they made improvements, but I just don't know in this division how much of an improvement they've made.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay, 5.
I had St. Louis here.
I have Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, here with Minnesota, and this is contingent on if Kaprizov comes back.
Right.
Because if he doesn't, then I think maybe Chicago over Minnesota.
Okay. Wow.
So, I'll say, Minnesota at 5.
Yeah, I'm assuming Kaprizov will be there. I got Minnesota at 4.
Okay. I have St. Louis at 4.
St. Louis at 4.
Yeah.
So we're fairly close so far, minus the Chicago thing.
Yeah.
Who I've got at 3.
Yeah. St. Louis, for me, I don't have as much faith in again. Like, every year I think I have less faith in them. Yeah. And there's something with that team that's, like, not totally right after they won the Cup. Okay, 3. This is where I have Dallas.
I've got Chicago there.
And my pro Dallas thing is I think they have a lot of younger players who are going to contribute to their scoring. Like Hintz and like Robertson's, he was great in his rookie year if he's good this year. They have a Kibby Ranta. They have like a bunch of guys that if they get it together. But also last year for Dallas was so bad. Like, it was one of those things that once they had COVID in that like first 2 weeks and then they pushed all their games like together, I feel like people think they're a worse team than what they actually are. And they have so many goalies in Dallas right now that like someone's got to be able to stop the puck in that group.
Right.
I agree they have gotten older, but I like them right now more than St. Louis and Minnesota.
Okay.
So,
Well,
we'll see. That was kind of my hot take prediction of this.
we will see, because I felt like having Dallas at 7 was my hot take.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
I guess Chicago at 3, and
Yeah.
I looked at their lineup a little bit, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, their defense isn't actually that bad,
No.
and like, I felt like just in comparison, they added more than Minnesota or St. Louis
Yeah.
or Nashville
Yeah.
or Dallas
Yeah.
in terms of trying to improve.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Doesn't mean they're gonna win.
yeah,
And then Colorado 2,
yeah. Same,
Winnipeg 1.
same.
When I look at Colorado again, I was looking at like departures, arrivals, and like
Yeah.
Colorado lost a couple scoring wingers
Yeah.
and D-man or two, and they didn't really do much.
No,
Lost
I
their
mean they
main
just
goalie.
re-signed
They got
Landeskog
Kemper.
basically, right?
Yeah, switch goalies.
Yeah, and again, if Kemper can stay healthy, it might be like a really good move for them. But that's the problem with Kemper, right? Is he hasn't had a good history of that. And yeah, so I have 5 Central teams making the playoffs, which I think you do too. They're just slightly different, right? I have Minnesota, St. Louis, Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg.
Yeah, I got Chicago instead of Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that one. Any more comments about the Central?
No,
Yeah. All right, you want to move Atlantic or Metro?
I got Metro next,
Okay, let's do Metro.
so bottom 8 team, number 8,
I've got Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like there's something part of me that's like they tore it up so much and there's gonna be players that are gonna want jobs there that maybe they surprise a few teams, but
Maybe early in the season.
yeah, like I don't know.
Overall, they did too much selling off. I think,
Yeah.
and they'll be down there this year.
Yeah. All right, 7. I have New Jersey.
I got Pittsburgh there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they didn't do anything, I think, in terms of like improving their goaltending,
Yeah.
which was poor, and then like really honestly, their whole roster they
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
So I really wanted to make a hot take with one of Pittsburgh or Washington because I don't really have any faith in either of those teams.
Right.
And I chickened out at the last second because I was like, I did this last year and it didn't pay off. So we'll see, right? But I agree with you. I don't have a good feeling about Pittsburgh either.
So yeah, 7 for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'll keep Jersey there again.
Okay.
6, I have the Rangers.
I have the Rangers as well at 6. I
Yeah.
think their project is gonna not do well this year.
I agree, and then yeah, they're gonna take a step back, kind of in their rebuild because of it.
Yep.
All right, 5, I have Carolina.
I also have Carolina at 5.
Okay,
And then
and then 4, I have Pittsburgh.
4, I've got New Jersey.
Oh, interesting. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
That's pretty bold.
Well, you know what? They picked up a goaltender, and they
Yeah.
added Dougie Hamilton,
Yeah.
and maybe
Yeah.
their young guys take a step this year.
yeah, they're a very fascinating team too to watch at. I'm interested in Jersey this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3, I have your boys. I say they bounce back, and have their good playoff year.
I had Washington at 3.
Okay, yeah.
And then at 2, I had the Islanders.
Okay, there you go. At 2, I have the Capitals.
There you
Again,
go.
I debated putting the Caps as low as 5 and as high as 1.
Mm-hmm.
And same like with Pittsburgh, it was like 6 to 4. And
Right.
then it was like kind of boring. But
And I gave my guys the big
Yeah,
bounce
yeah.
back here.
I
put them
give the
first.
Islanders first, and I feel like again I was trying to kind of overthinking this. I'm like maybe the Islanders aren't going to be as good this year. Like they lost Eberle, and I feel like all those years of losing in the semifinals might have caught up with them. They played a lot of hockey, but I just think Barry Trotz, man.
The division, I feel like, is getting weaker quick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I still picked the 5. I picked the wrong amount of teams, which means I would technically agree with your hot take about Carolina missing the playoffs.
because I picked 4 from Metro. I had Philly, Islanders,
Yeah.
Washington, New Jersey making the playoffs.
Yeah, I picked 5 and 4 because I can't count, so I'm gonna get rid of Carolina.
Oh,
So then I'm switching. I'm agreeing with you.
there you go. Okay.
But so I have the Islanders, Capitals, Flyers, and Pens. It's
Okay.
boring because it's the same, and besides the Flyers, so there's one in there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about the Penguins. They always surprise.
But yeah, Carolina, the goaltending thing, that's very like unnerving.
Well, yeah,
they lost
I don't know.
Hamilton.
They had 3 goalies last year. They got 2 new ones. They
Yeah.
lost a D-man. They really didn't add anybody.
And then like D'Angelo and like, I don't know. They did sign Svechnikov now because that for a while was like hanging over them. And I like their young forwards. I find them an exciting team to watch. But I feel like
I think they take a step back.
they take a step back too. I agree with that. Okay.
Atlantic.
I
think
this
we'll
one.
be similar here.
Yeah, I
we're
feel
gonna be
like it.
similar.
Okay, so 8, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, 7, Detroit.
Detroit.
6, Ottawa.
I went with Montreal.
Oh, really? I like it.
I hot taked Montreal down to 6.
I like it. I chickened out again. Put Montreal at 5.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with Ottawa, and I went, you know what? Maybe the young guys are going to be good this year, and they might be better than Montreal.
Again, I like that team. There's something about Ottawa that I think they've got some spunk. They're not just going to roll over, but
Yeah.
not brave enough.
So 1 difference so far,
Yeah.
and then 4 I had Toronto.
I have Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I had Boston 3,
Yeah, I have Toronto 3.
and then Tampa, Florida.
I have Florida, Tampa.
You have Tampa at the top.
I have Tampa at the top.
Yeah, I think they're not going to be able to pull it off because they lost too much.
You think so?
I looked at again their key additions
Yeah.
and subtractions, and it was like it's a big loss.
I just feel like Tampa has this touch, and it's like even if it feels like they're losing, like
they
all
could
this
bring up a
much,
bunch
they're gonna
of
bring up a
young
bunch of
guys
young
and-
guys. They're
yep.
all gonna be great, and you know everything's gonna be perfect for them again. But Florida scares me, right? Like every time I think they're gonna do well, they do crappy, and every time I think that they're gonna do crappy, they do well.
Yeah.
And
Last year we both thought they were going to do crappy, and
Yeah,
they did really
they
well.
did really
so I
well.
flip-flopped on them big
I
time.
know. And again, with Ekblad back, they should be better defensively. It's
Yeah.
just all about the goaltending, and if Spencer Knight can pull it off, then maybe they do win that division.
For sure.
But-
Well, we'll have to, if you want, we'll type up a thing and we'll post it up so we can see our little predictions.
Okay.
Split shot, and then forget about them all year.
Okay. I think we should save our Stanley Cup prediction, though, right before the season
Right before the
starts.
season, yeah,
Just in
for
case,
the
you know, if
mechanics of what
Eichel
might
gets
happen.
moved
Yeah.
or if anything like that
Yeah.
happens. Any last-minute trades here if things kick back up again. So
Yeah, okay. So, this might be our last one in person for a little while.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do online stuff
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yes.
And
we'll keep her going.
keep the show going. So,
Yeah.
yeah, again, thank you for listening. Next time we'll be back with number 52.